Welcome to today's Speaky Card reading. Today's topic is what do people secretly love about you but won't say? And for that, we have two piles, pile number one and pile number two. Now, let's get started, guys. If you like my content, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Your support means a lot to me. Hello, pile one. Let's see what do people secretly love about you but won't say. Clearly, you are a very sharp person, somebody who can see right through people's facade. People realize that you're a very wise, intelligent, somebody whom nobody can manipulate, nobody can mess with. People don't dare to mess with you. You are like that lone wolf. A lot of you could be loners. In fact, you have seen a lot of crests and troughs in your life, and that has taught you to be wiser, resilient, persevering. These are the qualities that I can see in you. Another thing that I can see is you guys are known for your sharp tongue and very sarcastic sense of humor. Maybe you see right through people's facade, people's manipulation. So manipulators and narcissistic people tend to clearly stay the heck away from you. You are like a no-go zone for those people. Seven of Wands, yeah. People love how brave you have been. It shows that you are a person who has been very brave. Life has thrown a lot of clearly you have been through a lot of challenge in life. Life has thrown a lot of challenge, but you are brave enough to face it head on. Some people believe in taking the blow on the chin. You are one of those people, somebody who has faced life with a lot of bravery. Maybe some personal losses, maybe I'm hearing health issues, personal losses, emotional issues, imposter syndrome, backstabbing, but something that really stirred your core. That kind of a scenario I'm seeing, and the bravery with which you guys have faced it, you guys are facing it, that is something that people secretly love about you. People love how strong you are. In fact, people probably talk about, what, if this person can be this strong after facing so much, so can we be. Your success story is like a survival guide for a lot of people who are in difficult situations. They appreciate how strong you have been, how persevering, how resilient. A lot of you could be Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. For sure, Leo. A lot of fire signs I can see. The Judgment card, typically people also love how independent and fiercely self-reliant you are. You are somebody who genuinely believes in dancing to the tunes of your own beats. You are somebody who genuinely believes that life is meant to be celebrated. You don't care what others would think. If you feel like going out and partying, you just do it. You don't care what others would think, say, or do. You just live your life on your own terms. You celebrate each and every day of your life. You try to live each and every day of your life to the fullest, and that is something that people really love. You are somebody who has living like there is no tomorrow, throwing caution to the wind, that kind of a mindset. And people really, a lot of them feel that they wish that they could also be like you. Six of Wands is typically, you get a lot of attention. I'm seeing, like, first of all, you're very immaculately dressed for the occasion. You're one of those head turners. You walk down the street and people turn around to appreciate you. You go to a restaurant, usually people offer you the better seats, the best ones, because you look like a very, even if you are not all the time, but you look like a very sought after client. That's something I can see. Three of Wands is typically, you are a person who is extremely, how shall I put it, you are somebody who is completely self-made, somebody who has created their own way. You have created your own position in the society with your own zeal, with your own passion, with your own dedication. That is another thing I can see. Six of Wands, you are somebody who is extremely ambitious. Your ambition is usually through the moon. That can be seen that you are a very ambitious person. You are a very, very ambitious soul. You are a person who, you live for your ambition. That kind of a person you are. You live for your ambition. You live for your life purpose. You have come a long way, but your achieve, like your ambitions really keeps you moving ahead, move forward in life. Ten of Swords, you are somebody who is like, okay, right. You are somebody who has been through a lot of emotional trauma, especially I'm seeing maybe something related to your past relationships. Maybe it was some illness, maybe it was your overthinking, some addictions, maybe being bullied, being in a narcissistic scenario, growing up in a narcissistic scenario, anything where you literally felt like, you felt totally drained. Swords from all sides, typically you felt totally drained, willing to give up at that very moment, willing to just give up on life. That kind of a scenario I can see. But the Seven of Swords, typically you are somebody who have been in a situation where you felt like a caged bird. Yeah, a lot of you are coming from narcissistic relationships or a narcissistic family scenario where you felt totally unheard and unseen, and your potential was totally snubbed. Your potential was literally, you felt like being nipped in the bud by your own people. That kind of cruelty and selfishness, a lot of meanness you have suffered. Sorry, I moved the camera a little bit. Which made you feel a lot less about your own self. Death card, death also shows rebirth. A lot of you, this green shoots typically is telling me that a lot of you have been through a complete rebirth journey. Number 13, it also shows the rebirth, transformation, the tower situation. The death shows basically transformation and rebirth. The Scorpio can be significant, a significant Pluto can be seen in you guys. Also, what I'm seeing is you guys have got a, how to put it, you guys have got something called like transformation to a completely new you, better upgraded version of yourself. That is something I can see. Six of Swords, yeah, you guys have been like, seriously, you have been like through so much trouble, so much impediments, but you guys never gave up. You're like this tortoise who never gave up. Instead, you kept on fighting, kept on trying to look at the brighter part of the situation. I'm seeing like Six of Swords is typically telling you that you guys have been through so much impediments, but always kept on looking ahead, kept on looking forward in life. The Hanged Man typically is a person, you are a person who is, you know, you have been through so much that there was a time when things were like, this is it. I am giving up. Like there was probably a situation, just an example, where you felt like, no one cares about me. They're all about themselves. Or, this is the last bit of it. I can't, like, I'm not willing to live life on this terms. I'm not gonna live my life this way. Earlier you felt really very, in a very tired situation, like I don't know what to do, helpless, hopeless situation. But there was a tipping point, and that's being shown by this Hangman. I love this. This is number 12, this is number 13. I'm seeing like there is an upgradation from that time onwards, when you believe, when you decided, what, enough is enough. I'm not gonna tolerate this nonsense. I'm gonna put myself first, and I'm gonna try to push my boundaries far and like wide. That kind of a scenario I can see in your case. Seven of Wands, you are a person who really stood up. I'm seeing you standing up against all the odds. You really being like standing up and facing the wolves. I'm seeing you have been criticized, you have faced a lot of backlash for that. But you know what? Once the sheep in the family grows up, they face the backlash, but they move on. That's what you guys have done. Once you face your demons, once you face your the inner imposter syndrome, you face your demons, you change your identity. A lot of shift happens, and that is exactly what has happened in your case. Justice, Libra has been significant. What I'm seeing is you guys are very strong advocates against injustices. I'm seeing a lot of you could be lawyers related to the law and legal and paralegal system, advocates, this, or some kind of advocacy. Or else what people love about you is you always tend to stand up against injustices. You always tend to stand up against anything that is going wrong in our society. You try to stand up and speak up against those. That is something that I can see, that you guys are taking a stand, moving ahead, taking a stand, trying to make things a little bit better for your own self, for your own sake. These are the things I can see. Four of Pentacles, you guys are, you know what, you are somebody, you know you are somebody who has been through a lot, and you have learned the importance of money, of saving money, having money, and that is something that you're implementing in your life. You are, today a lot of people might call you a stingy, miserly kind of a person, but you are very good with money, and that is what people really love, that this is a person who is very level headed when it comes to money, not just making money but also saving money, and people really love that about you. All right guys, if you like my content, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Your support would mean so much. It means a lot to me guys. Eight of Wands, typically I'm seeing you becoming more and more vocal about your thoughts. Earlier you were probably not that vocal. You didn't have the confidence. You didn't want to look better. You didn't want to sound better than others, because others you knew in your company would feel offended if you spoke up. But today you have started refusing to dim your own light in order to make others feel better. I'm seeing what people love about you is, I'm seeing a lot of you are getting, like, you're so attractive today that a lot of you are getting loads of proposals. Three of Cups, typically I'm seeing you are a person who is, you're very, like, you're getting a lot of attention. You're hitting major milestones. Some of you are getting hitched, some of you are getting engaged, some of you are graduating, some of you are buying their first car or the first house, something significant, and you guys are celebrating, and a lot of people are cheering you on. Maybe at face, some of them are not at face, but your success story is like a survival guide, as I've said already, my dear pile number one, and people really love that. People love that you are being successful, you are becoming successful after going through so much. Three of Wands, you guys are, like, I'm seeing like a lot of you may have even migrated to a separate state, separate country, or maybe into a different profession altogether, and have found success there as well. Some migration I'm seeing. Peacock, let yourself stand out and be noticed. Exactly what people love about you is, you know what, I'm seeing you're very impeccably dressed. Usually you're very much impeccably dressed, and people really appreciate that, because sadly in today's day and age, most of us, we don't really need to tend to pay much attention to the way in which we are dressing up ourselves. So but you are one of those people who tend to put in that effort, put in that work, who prefer to put in that work. Boar, face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. Exactly. You are a person, what people really love about you is you have learned to to face your problems head on. You don't let them linger. Once you face your problems, you gain that courage once you come out as as a victorious person from there, and that has given you a lot of confidence. The newfound confidence in you is something that people really love. Trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. Actually, people find you to be very resourceful. What I'm seeing is people around you have a lot more confidence in your abilities and capabilities than you yourself have. That is exactly what I'm seeing. Blue Heron, make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. Exactly. You've at last developed the backbone, the spine to speak up and speak the truth, in spite of knowing that it will be met with a lot of disapproval, but that's all right. It's okay. You're willing to face that head on and move in your, and stand up and speak your truth no matter what. That is something people really love about you. Maybe secretly not everybody would be in your face and say it, but yes, they love it. Tiger, you're being called upon to provide leadership, so trust that you're capable of doing so. Tiger, you are a person who is known for your leadership qualities. I'm seeing you are somebody who is known for their leadership qualities, somebody who is a born leader, who is born to lead. That that's who you are. Wolverine, you are a lot tougher than you think you are. Exactly. People around you feel they love how tough you are, how resilient you are, how persevering you have been. Like, you have been through a lot. Life has thrown a lot of muck at you, but you guys have managed to wipe it off really well. Grow within your current situation, wise one. Yeah, whenever life has thrown lemons, you chose to make a lemonade instead of crying there, complaining and fretting. You guys chose to make a lemonade. You guys chose to learn something from that mistakes, from that situation. That is something that has made you grow wiser and better as a person. Bask in joy and light. You are a person who is extremely, I'm seeing today you are reaching newer heights of success and people are appreciating that. But never forget that where you were once, how far you have come. And probably I'll humbly suggest, my dear pile number ones, most of you probably should learn to appreciate your own self a bit more. You probably tend to sell yourself a little bit short. That is a tendency I'm seeing. Your commitment is being tested. Yes, a lot of you have been through so much where you literally felt like, what's the point? Why am I being treated the way I am being treated? Like, these people are my own people, or why do I feel the way I do? And like, why me? You have been through the self victimization phases. Your determination and commitment has been tasted several times over and over again, but you chose not to give up. Instead, you stepped out of your comfort zone. At this age, the real growth happens just outside of your comfort zone. That's exactly what you have done. What I'm seeing is you guys chose to step out of your comfort zone, and hence you got the rewards that you're reaping today, the benefits that you guys are reaping today. It's all because you took a decision, you made a decision, a conscious choice of going out of your comfort zone. That's what I'm seeing. Believe in the impossible. You are a person, when no one believed in you. I'm seeing, like, people, what they love about you is you've always had that sense of belief that, is there is a light at the end of the tunnel. That belief that the universe is having my back even at this moment. I need to learn, grow, and move on with my own life. That kind of a positive mindset is something that people really love and respect about you. You are very devoted, committed, disciplined. Most of you are very devoted, committed, and disciplined as individuals. Move in a new direction. A lot of you could be like into adventures. You love adventures, then adventure sports, into fitness, maybe travel vloggers, or maybe it's your work that makes you travel very frequently. You guys tend to travel a lot, and that tend to keep you busy. Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. You are a person who is extremely bold, who is extremely courageous. They know exactly where, like how far they have come and where they need to go, and they are willing to fight their own battles. That's what I'm seeing. Make the change. You know what I'm seeing is you are a person who has literally, you have even physically, you have changed a lot. Like people who have seen you like from 5 years back, they cannot recognize this new you. You have changed so much. 5 years is a long time, and you have like literally the way you dress, the way you speak, your achievements, everything has changed. Be your own first priority. Exactly. You know what, in this time, what you realized is I need to learn to love my own self, prioritize my own self, respect my own self, for others to respect me, for others to prioritize me. That is something that people really appreciate, because you know, the truest form of love is self love. It's the most precious thing that you can give to your own self. And that is something that makes a lot of people love and respect you. Don't seek anyone else's approval. Yeah, there was a time when you were a complete people pleaser. Today, you refuse to dim your light in order to make others feel better. So that change that you have had, like from a people pleaser, passive person, to an active person, somebody who doesn't care what others think about them but speaks their mind no matter what, is a big change in itself. So I guess pile number one, you have had some clarity why people, like what do people secretly love about you but won't say. And if you like my content, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Namaste. Thank you. Loads of love and light to you guys. Hello, hello, pile 2. Let's see, what do people secretly love about you but won't say. Typically, you are a person who is pretty stoic, who doesn't probably speak or interact much in general. And whenever you speak, your speeches are usually very deep, very philosophical, and you're very quiet and observant and intelligent, sharp kind of a person, which people really love about you. You observe a situation and act accordingly. You're very good at finding out opportunities when other people are freaking out. You're a very stable, grounded kind of a person. I'm getting a lot of, Capricorn, Virgo vibes, and earthy vibes, even Taurus, and also a lot of Piscean, Scorpio, those vibes more than Cancer. Okay, Cancer can also be seen, but mostly I'm getting Capricorn, Virgo, Pisces, and Scorpio vibes. Okay, the Magician. See this infinite sign? You know what? What people really love about you is you have literally created your own life, not virtually, but literally you've created your own life with your manifestation capabilities. You are one of those people who have manifested their current reality into being. You have created your current reality with your own manifestation capabilities, and people really love that about you. People love the fact that you are such a great manifester. You are so good at manifestation. Knight of Swords, yeah, you guys are one of those people who are like, you are very driven when it comes to your work and career. I'm seeing people really love it. You have like impeccable work ethics, like getting up and starting to do the work at a maintaining a schedule, a timetable, and really a lot of you could be even workaholics. Like people probably might the well-meaning ones might actually tell you to work a little less, or you might fall ill, but you actually are somebody who really tend to love their work. Three of Pentacles, you are a person who is literally, you are a person who is extremely a good architect of their own destiny. You are the architect of your own destiny. You know what, you have literally carved your career out of your own hands. People really, a lot of you could be self-taught. Maybe you have struggled a lot growing up. You didn't have the resources, enough resources. You didn't have the enough financial means to make things work, but still, like, a lot of you couldn't even finish your college education. High schooling was difficult, but you paid for your own education. Maybe some of you have also been like totally self-taught with your own discipline. You have learned the craft that you're good at today, and people really love that about you. You are a very self-reliant, very independent kind of a person, I'm getting. And people really love independent people, very, like, persevering, resilient, independent people. You genuinely believe you hold that key to your own destiny. You've come a long way in your life. A lot of you have migrated to a different country, but basically where you started your life at and where you are at today are two completely different points. It's because of your perseverance and hard work that is paying off today. Six of Pentacles, people also love how giving you are, how charitable you are, known for your donations. People love it. Like, this is a person who has got enough money today, enough resources in general, not just money, even knowledge, and you are extremely charitable, extremely compassionate to those who are in need. Even, like, giving people practical advices, you're very good at that, being a mentor figure to a lot of people. Yes, Fool too, clearly Fool too has been a fool once, somebody who has jumped out off of the cliff and have been really hurt. Yeah, so Fool too is a very wise person, cautious person, and that is something today. You are not somebody who is like finicky and capricious. Instead, you try to calculate every move you make, every step you take, because that is something that is very important for you. The Hierophant, you are a very wise person, very wise, very, like, way wiser beyond your age kind of wise, very wise, very determined, very driven kind of a person. I'm saying you are one of those people who knows exactly what their boundaries are and are willing to go after it. You are a person who has seen so much, and you know that this is my limitation. A lot of you could be a very strong Saturn driven people. That is another thing. Like, they know their boundaries, but within that boundary, they stay within that boundary, do but tend to maximize whatever they can reap. They tend to be extremely disciplined. They don't try to do 10 different things, but they know I can do two things, but I will try to be the best I can be in these two spheres. That's what this you guys, this pile number two, tend to do. Like, you are, a lot of you are very, having very strong Saturn placements. Yeah, could be in Libra, Capricorn, Aquarius, Taurus, or maybe a first house, seventh house, 10th house Saturn. Wheel of Fortune, you know what? You are a person who has literally turned their lives around with your own hard work, and this is something people really love, secretly respect, and appreciate about you. That this is a person who has literally recreated their lives with their own hard work, passion, determination, zeal to move ahead and do something better. With number 10, you have literally, you have given a new lease of life to your own self, to your own career. Like, once a career is revived, if you're financially settled, a lot of other things, let's face it, money is not everything, but it tend to solve a lot of major issues, lot of major, like, the stress goes down a lot, and that is something that has happened to you. Yes, people also love how nice and kind you are with small children and small animals. You're very nice, very kind, very giving, very nurturing and compassionate towards the small animals and the small kids, and people really respect that. Love that about you. And kids and animals love you as well. A lot of you are okay. Cancer can be significant. You could be very strong intuitively. Also, some of you are very good artists, which people really respect about you. Also, some of you have natural intuitive blessings. You are blessed. Intuitively, you are blessed. Your intuition is very much on point. Five of Swords. You know what? You are somebody who is like at the Five of Swords. You have had a lot of people who are prying on you, a lot of people talking against you, being very unethical. That is something that I can see, like a lot of office politics happening behind your back and stuff like that. But you don't really care much, I'm seeing, and that is something like you're very resilient to a lot of politics happening behind your back, and people really appreciate that. But I'm seeing a lot of people are actually gossiping and trying to pry on you, try to say nasty things behind your back because they're jealous of the success that you have had. You're a very stable person, extremely stable person, very stable, reliable, dependable kind of a person. You are somebody who tend to stand out in the crowd. All right, yeah. People also, you know what? You are such a stable. Oh wow, I love this kind of connected messages. See, you're a very stable person. Hence, a lot of people see you as a long-term prospect for marriage, for long-term relationship, or maybe even for friendship, a dependable friend, a business deal. Basically, marriage and business deals are seen through these cards. I'm seeing like a lot of people want to marry you, want to have a long term relationship because people like you who are dependable, reliable, trustworthy are pretty difficult, not capricious, are very difficult to come by. You are the Empress. I'm seeing you are extremely, you know, you're very good at what you do and you tend to get a lot of limelight for it. A lot of you are like gorgeous in and out, like a gorgeous outside, gorgeous inside, like a great person, absolute looker and an arm candy at the same time, making terrific amount of success, having terrific amount of success in their career, like a win-win. And a lot of people love it about you. A lot of people want to be associated with you. You're literally being resplendent in your own glory. All right, guys, if you like my content, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Guys, your support means so much to me. So please, if you like my content, please support my channel. All right, thank you. Let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. You are a very compassionate and forgiving kind of a person. You don't tend to hold on to grudges much, and that is something. So be a little bit aware because people might try to take advantage of this good natured situation. So be a little bit aware of people. But other than that, people really love it about you. So people might also try to use it to their advantage. Be careful. Humpback whale. Music is essential to your healing and well being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. You are a person who is extremely, I'm seeing a lot of you are extremely creatively blessed. You guys are creatively blessed. You guys are one of those people who knows exactly, like, you know, who are like genuinely, like, you didn't have to practice a lot. You are naturally good at the creative things that you do. It can be woodworking to painting to dancing to crafts, anything. Kiwi, do a walking meditation each day for the next week. Yeah, a lot of you could also be into spirituality. As I said, occultic practices, intuition, spirituality, crystals, Reiki, tarot, astro, some kind of occultic practices is also very strong. Cat, it's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your over dependency on others. You are a person who is extremely independent, very self reliant, very dependable, very how shall I put it? You are somebody who knows exactly what your boundaries are, and you do not really rely much on others. That is another thing. You try not to be like, for you it's almost like being parasite. Asking for help from someone else is such a difficult thing for you to do. Also, what I'm saying is you are one of those people who knows exactly what they want out of their life, and you can independently walk on that path. Moon, take note of your intuitive messages. You are a person who is extremely intuitive, who is extremely, you know driven by their, like, your intuition. If you feel something about somebody, that tend to come true. So your intuitive nature is something that people, a lot of, maybe you have said certain things to certain people, initially they didn't believe you, and then the prediction came true. That kind of a scenario could happen, maybe already have happened, and now people really respect your intuitive capabilities as well. Healer, yes, a lot of you could be into, healing, like, first of all, medical doctor, dentist, nurses, psychiatrist, therapist. You might not talk much, but whenever you talk, it's usually a very deep philosophical message that you try to and tend to impart. Your presence have a lot of healing effect on people in general. A time for healing. You know what? I'm seeing a time for healing and healer. You know what? You yourself, like most of us, have been through some major crisis situations in your life. From that, you have healed yourself, and now maybe you use that knowledge that you have gained to heal others in the process. That is something I can see. Hold your vision. Yeah, people see you as a strong visionary, somebody who has very strong visions. you know People actually respect you for the visions that you have. That is something I can see, that people respecting you because you have a very strong vision about, like, what, this is what I can see, and this is where I can see ourselves to be in. So that kind of a situation I can see as well. Balance spirituality with practicality. You are known for being somebody who has a terrific sense of balance. Balancing spirituality and practicality is not a joke. Let me tell you, it is not a joke, and that is something that you do with ease, with elan, no problem at all. And that is something that a lot of people really like. You are a very practical person who can probably run a business of their own very, like, very successfully. At the same time, you are equally spiritual, into meditation, into reiki, into crystals, into astrology, and do both of it really well. Or maybe you could be a professional astrologer, reiki healer. So it's your spirituality and practicality both at the same time. That can also be seen. A tarot reader, professional tarot reader, your hard work is paying off. Capricorn, I see, told you, a lot of water and earth signs I can see mostly. You have been very hardworking, and today what people love about you is people talk about your work ethics. Let me tell you, my dear pile number two, that most people really tend to love the amount of hard work that you put in, the amount of hard work that you do for your job, and that is something people really appreciate, people really respect. And I'm seeing, like, people, like, the harder you're working, more respect you're getting. People really respect that. People think you're meant for bigger things, like you've achieved a lot, but you're meant for prosperity lies ahead. Like, you're meant to be, like, you're already doing, you're in a pretty stable situation, most of you, but you're gonna do way better, and even, like, beyond your imagination. That's what people feel about you, and that's what people love. Because what I'm saying is, in spite of all the success, your humility is not gone. You are equally a humble person even today, and that makes you stand out for sure. Transform and unveil your gifts. You are a shapeshifter. You are somebody who has really managed to transform your life. You have turned your life 180 degree around, because that is a major thing that has happened to you, that you have managed to turn your life around. Not many people can do it, let me tell you, and people really love it. You are like a motivation, like this is a person who came from nowhere and have achieved so much. Then why can't we? It's through their sheer passion and hard work that you have been able to reach wherever you have. So why can't they do the same thing? High priest, intend and create. You are a person who has managed, like your intention to create something great, to create something out of the ordinary, has actually driven you this far in life. I'm seeing you are one of those people who has managed to set forth their intention of creating something that is totally beyond most people's prerogative. That's what I'm seeing. All right, Shaman, trust in the higher forces. You are a person who has literally, like, you believe in the higher forces for sure, and you people literally feel that you are connected to the divine forces as well. Your intuitive power clearly comes from the divine sources rather, and people really love that about you. The way in which you channel messages is something, because you're naturally blessed in that department. Stand your grounds. Okay, you are also a very ethical person. Your sense of ethics, your sense of doing the right thing at the right time for the right person, those senses are very strong as well. You can be your own knight. You are a person who does not need a knight on shining armor. Instead, you can be your own knight and do the job for yourself. And that is something people really appreciate. People really respect that about you. Remember to practice self love. Exactly, you are somebody who has managed to practice self love, somebody who practices self love on a regular basis. You are a person who practices self love on a regular basis. Exactly. So, that is another thing that you really, really love. Like, this is a person I'm seeing, you know, people really love that about you because you genuinely practice self love. You tend to go to lengths to keep yourself happy, because somebody who knows how to keep themselves happy is a person who can keep others happy, because they are a very genuinely self-content person, secure person, which people really appreciate about you. All right, you can manifest every wish. Yeah, people talk about your manifestation abilities, like like how far you have come. It's because people feel mostly you have manifested your way up. Absolutely. All right, pile 2, I hope you have had some clarity over your situation. If yes, guys, please, please, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Your support would mean so, so much to me. So please support my channel if you like my content. Thank you. Namaste.